Alright, and welcome to Karatha's channel. Thanks to everyone for stopping by. So I'll be starting a new mini-series focusing on near-end game characters by role. So in this series I will cover each of the characters' use in-game, a deeper look into each of their skills and tooltips, some example gameplay on each of them, and then my own personal tier list ranking, who to prioritize basically. And this will all be as a version 0.4.5. So in today's video it'll be featuring all of the 6 tanks, and we'll be starting off with my boy Stan and why he has earned my tier list ranking of S. So Stan has quite a few uses. He's particularly useful in boss fights and campaign matches that have quite a few AoEs and Alliance EX raids, specifically versus the mech boss in hard and EX raids, but he works against other bosses as well in the Alliance raids, and his strength in daily dungeon and arena. But for challenges, he's pretty much just helpful in clearing the C4 and C5 challenges earlier, but he isn't necessary by any means. And it's similar in the Clone Tower as well, where he's just a decent tanky boy, but he is particularly useful in the charge up formations featuring zapping. So on to his skills and tooltips. Get behind me, his leader ability and protection are probably his 2 strongest abilities in his kit. So get behind me teleports your squad behind you and grants them defense up until you've hit that 6-star and that level 6. Then it changes it into invincibility, and this is his key unique factor. This is what makes him so strong versus bosses and such, because you get the rotation going and you could just keep casting this. It's also very useful in events. Which ones? Like the faction events versus the mimics as well, because you could use that to cheese further, and it could be the difference between 400,000 gold per day to 800,000 gold per day simply by timing the rotation of his leader ability. But his other abilities also add to his kit. So his normal attack range is melee, so it's very close. His 2-star ability block grants block up to yourself, and then at level 6 it targets your entire squad. So that's always really great to see. Overshielding, overhealing, great to see on a tank. His 3-star passive ability increases healing received for all of the allies in your squad. So generally, of the abilities that the tanks have, this is usually one of the not as good ones. It's still good, but it really works for him mostly because of his 4-star and his 5-star abilities here. We'll get a little bit more into that. But what it does is, because of block, he now has more, can take a little bit more damage. And then once he's taken that damage, he can now heal himself to full health with just a single cast, which is his lay on hands ability here. So not only does it heal, but it also grants max HP up. So you see where this is going. More healing, over shielding, increased health, and then it heals himself and a nearby ally, and then at level 6 it adds a 3rd person. So himself and 2 others. And then coupled with his protection, his 5-star ability, which creates an aura, and it's has a fairly decent radius. It grants block up, defense up, and damage reduction. And then once you hit that level 6, it just increases all of it. So all of that coupled together makes him an extremely strong tank. So normally I would showcase his abilities here in the Alliance raid. However, I totally just goofed while I was talking about him, and he went and basically was killed off when I wasn't paying quite a bit of attention. So we're just going to be going with some random characters here. I don't have quite as strong, and I think we'll do friendly dude. Yes, excellent. That way nobody has healing except for him. So we'll be showcasing some of his abilities here, and his general rotation is he'll start off with block upon entering range, or just starting off he does block. Then he'll move into range and start focusing on with some auto attacks. Then he'll cast protection generally unless he's taken damage, and then if he's taken damage, then he'll follow up with lay on hands. So there was lay on hands, and there is his protection. So you can see right here he's doing a fairly decent job of tanking things. We're going to go ahead and speed up the gameplay here a little bit because I am quite strong for this. But even these enemies are usually a little bit scarier because when they throw their attack, it hits multiple enemies. And so because of his aura here, and I picked melee characters, he's able to use his protection to keep them all relatively safe. And luckily these enemies don't really have AoEs, and so we could showcase that as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and show how we can jump over here, bring the squad, and if you check, they all have invincibility now. So defense up, block up, damage reduction, and invincibility. And so it's kind of off a little bit because the invincibility lasts not quite as long as the rest of them. And so yeah, so there is a small thing that you have to worry about, that small window in PvP, but generally in here you'll see it's two shield icons, and the two shield icons, once one of them disappears, that's the invincibility, and the other shield icon is the rest of his abilities. But that was it. That was Stan, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and look forward to seeing y'all in the next ones I have.